All farmers won't do it. You're going to work with a very small percentage of the marketplace, 10% maybe, if you're lucky. You don't want the guy that farms for convenience and ease. But the beauty of going after a marketplace with the way we approach a marketplace is, first of all, we know we're not going to work with everybody right off the bat. Embrace that. And understand that the guys you want to work with are the higher end managers that are looking to get better. If they're not looking to get better, they don't get up in the morning and get excited about learning something new and looking to get better and better their farming operation, you're probably not going to want to work with them anyway. So I take that as a personal challenge. I get excited about that because I know right off the bat I don't have to go to the marketplace as an associate and worry about working with everybody. I get to get up every morning and I get to choose who I want to work with. So
today, the hardest thing I think to do is to take a customer that's got 210 bushels per acre and saying, how do I convince him that he left 40 or 50 bushels on the table? I mean, back then it was, he produces 175 bushels, and it was hard to tell him that he's leaving bushels on the table. Well, the game has stepped up tremendously over the years. In other words, to convince somebody that they're leaving that much is much, much harder today than it was back in the 80s.
Especially last year was probably one of the best years for it. We went through a drought in the middle of summer, and all the maximum farming crops just, I mean, they shined. I've got several customers that are within about a 5-mile radius of one another, and fields neighboring in any which way didn't look anything like ours. And I mean, that was the prime ticket when I could have 6 guys call me in a week and say, our crops look phenomenal, and we've never seen crops that look this good. And I still see that this year. Again, I had one guy said, hey, I don't want you to get too big of a head, but he said, those crops down there in that 150-acre field, he said, those are the best crops I've had in 40 years. So, I mean, those are the humbling comments that we get, and it just strives us to move forward and use their testimonials to explain our message to other new guys as well.
Because the whole concept is that the corn crop, or bean whatever crop you have, does not grow because of the presence or lack of any one individual item. So its growth and development is based on the totality of what the plant sees, and using a euphemism there, in its environment. And if you do 90% of everything right and 10% of everything wrong, your results are always going to be muted at the very best. It's a very good venture. You got the support of everybody. You got to have drive. You got to want it. You want to make a difference. If you're looking for a company that's going to make a difference, this is who you want to look at. That's going to make a difference in a subtle way. We're not going to advertise crazy and say, hey, look at me, look at me, look at me. Nah, it's a soft sell. Soft sell is stronger than hard sell, and it lasts longer.